Okay then, another whiz session. Probably got too many of these in the tank now, but I'm stuck in a rut, and so I'm just going to plough on. Alright, well, that's always a good start. Wasn't that pretty up there? It's a repeater. That looks like 21 to me. It can't be right though. No. Okay, 2-3 third. Well, that makes sense. Back to the men. Yeah, today's the day where everybody's analysing the blowback from the presidential debate last night. Awful. And that was pretty bloody awful too, wasn't it? That looks to me like 1-2 second. And that's a repeat. And that's a double for the tie. Alright, back to the men. Double. Yeah, the last session with the Wiz, we came out ahead 5,500. The exposure was about 10,000 at the worst. I had said that it was 100,000. I must have had some kind of a brain fart. I added zeros to the bets for no reason that I can figure. Just too much screen time, I guess. And it was an 11.5% house advantage, which it was incredible that we beat it. But then it's not incredible because we keep doing it. It's another repeat on a. Yeah, funny. Oops, clear that. Back to. +1 for the loss. Yeah, it's actually pretty much standard for this sim to deliver more player losses than wins. But the main thing is, as long as you're winning more when you win than you lose when you lose, that's not a problem. It can get bad, but it doesn't stay bad. So that's 1-2, I think. 3-4 third. $7-4 drop. $9-4. $6-4. We're taking 3 off because of it was a natural. So that's 6-4. I'm hesitating only because we didn't win very much, but we did win, so that's what counts. Looks to me like a repeater. Oh, probably shouldn't have been because of the double down. Okay, swig of my coffee. Bung ho. Ooh. Okay. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Just plain double down. Oh dear. So that's it's about 4-5, isn't it? No, let's call it 3-4. 7-4 drop. 9-4. Huh. Oh, we'll be back to 6-4, aren't we? And now we're at 6-7 because of the tie. Oh, bugger. 13-15. That wasn't so good, was it? So now we're at 3-3 third. I think we can call that a success. Back to, because with all of these things, you know, I mean, people just look at this and say, well, you just got lucky there, and if that hadn't worked, then this would have happened, and da-da-da-da, you know, and it just, it's maddening, really. We're plussing at the moment. More plussing. Okay then, 2-3 second. Didn't think we were going to get that one. That's a minimum because we got the double down. 51, I think. 2-3. I just won't split 8s against 9s and better. That would be 8-6. And that is, no. 8-6 drop. 10-6. 12-6. 10-6. 16-12. Oh, 16-17 after the tie. Bloody hell. Oh dear. Well, you got to try these things, you know. 16-17, so that's 50. So that's 5 3.5 drop. 6 3.5. 7 3.5. 8 3.5. 7-4. Forget the halves now. 7-4. Bloody hell. 7-4. 15-8. We're not getting very far at all here, are we? 15, 8, 23, 16, I think will be third again. Oh, we're out of money. Okay. So we have to leave this. On the one side we got plus 7525. On the other hand, on the other side we got minus 25,000. So that leaves us with 17,470 minus 17,475. So now we bounce over to excuse me. Now we bounce over to baccarat, as some Americans call it. Got to start a new session here.
This is a reminder. Drink water.
Alexa, stop. Friday, 28th June 24. Yeah, sorry, a few bumps along the way here. Fast and Furious need to be added. My God, I don't think we're even at 17. I've forgotten what the bet is, damn it. So let's just figure it out. We're 17,475 down. So basically it needs to be 1920, and I think this is going to be the third. But I am a little adrift here. Okay, so we've won 20,000 here, and we lost 17,475 over there. So we didn't make a whole lot, did we? We made 2,525, and it looks so good when it's a session balance of 20,000. But, you know, there we are. Okay, so back to the min. And really what you have to look at is you have to look at the reality of somewhere like Las Vegas, but it also applies to smaller gambling centers, you know, like Reno and so on. The places that are problematic are the casinos where they're standalone casinos, like these Indian casinos around the USA, where there isn't another casino for miles around. You need, for this to work properly, for it to be logistically practical, you need to be in a situation where there are multiple casinos with multiple tables at multiple table limits, spreads, whatever. And of course this is why the strategy developed in Nevada over the years, because I always had access to multiple casinos. And the one and only place that banned me was unaware of the fact that they were at the top of my food chain, so that I would lose at Bill's, and I'd lose at Harrah's, and I'd lose at the High Sierra, and I'd lose whatever, you know, Harvey's, and then, you know, take the big bucks bets to Caesars to turn around. And that was my mistake. What I should have done was mix it up, you know, sort of like reverse the order and so on. But I, you know, as you get older and as you keep working something, you know, it evolves, it improves, it becomes like fine wine, if you like. And of course, people are going to say to me, well, you can't possibly go from a 20,000 bet to a 25 bet. Well, yes, you can. But you can't necessarily do it in the same casino. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't change any probabilities. It doesn't change the numbers. It doesn't change your chances. You're always facing a negative expectation wherever you go, and what we're relying on all the time is patterns, patterns, patterns. And I have to say that until I'm like blue in the face. But I know that somewhere out there, somebody out there is listening to me. Maybe not yet, but eventually. 51 second. Repeat that one. And we're back to the min. Double for the loss. Yeah, it's funny, for a moment I couldn't remember the keyboard conversation, just a combination to start the recorder. That's another thing they say is a sign of dementia, is when you have a word in your head and a different word comes out of your mouth. Is that a repeater? I do believe it is. And now we're on 51 second. And now that's a repeater. Okay, back to the min. +1 for the win. 51 second. Repeat. Back to the minimum. Double for the tie. Double for the tie. That's something you keep doing until you're over 100. And now we're at plus max. That stays as it is. And again, God, there are so many ties. That's a repeat. And now we're at 3, 4, third. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, the whole mystique, the whole sort of smoke and mirror shit about, sort of like cuts matter and burn cards matter and counts matter and shuffles matter, all rubbish, utter rubbish. Possibly hard for people to accept, but hey, the truth is the truth. Right, is that like 2, 3 now? No. That's the wrong thing anyway, isn't it? Uh, 5, 6, third. All right. We're doing okay. And little wiggles, little wobbles and wiggles are fine, so long as you always fall back to the core rules, the strict rules, if you get into trouble. 51 second. 2, 3, third. That's already a turnaround. And we're out. Yeah, we got 16 wins against 12 losses. Boy, I wish they'd do this for blackjack. But we 16 wins for a total of 22,200 and 12 losses for a total of 975. That's funny. Yeah, but we did start with a $20,000 bet, so not that great. Okay. Oh dear. I seem to spend my life yawning these days. Not enough coffee, that's what it is. Repeat that one. Back to the min. double for the loss, 1 2 third, and minimum. Two, three, third again. Two, three, five, three, minimum. 6 3. 6 3 it is. 1 2 3. 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Back to the min. And what happened? So that's 51, isn't it? Two, three, third. Yeah, we might not be getting everything we want, but we're getting it. We're catching the bets that matter the most. Which is good. There's another one. Just in time. Double for the loss. 1 2 third, and then it is again. I mean, on average, you know, over time, you'll see more single win turnarounds than doubles or triples, twins or trips. Pardon. +1 for the win. Funky day today. We had 85-degree heat, and now today it's 62. And don't ask me what that is in new money, I have no idea. We'll repeat that. Okay, so 2 3 third, 1 2 3. 5 3 drop. 6 3. 6 3 it is. 1 2 3. 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 7 8 second. Long grass. Nicely done. +1 for the win. 51 second. Or double for the tie. 3 4 third. Boy, we're near the end of this one. I might have to roll over. Uh-oh, that's alright. So now we're back to the min, aren't we? Alright, so that was successful, obviously. Success is pretty much the norm for this strategy, simply because it's mathematical. It's not the crazy double down that the casinos are always finding ways to sort of sneer at, insult, advise against, trash, denigrate, whatever. It's a controlled progressive betting. It's a controlled double down, so that you will double down 3 times and then fall back and then give it another few goes and then fall back and so on. And so you know, mathematically, it's superior to anything else that you can do, any other approach. Random betting against random outcomes is quite clearly, logically, mathematically, you know, sort of numerically, everything elsely, nonsense. It just simply can't happen. Flat betting obviously isn't going to work because there is negative expectation. So over time, you know, flat betting, whether it's 1,000 or 1,000,000 a bet, or 100 or 1, you know, the same effect is going to be that, you know, you lose more often than you win, therefore you will lose money. The funny thing about numbers in all of these games is that, you know, the so-called experts talk about the fact that, okay, well, what it means is if there's a house advantage of 4%, then over time you will lose 4% of your action. Well, that is absolute bilge. You know, if you were flat betting, then yes, your loss would be exactly the same as the actual value of losses over wins. You know, so that if you had 45 losses, 45 wins and 55 losses, and you were betting 1 unit, then you would lose 10 units, which is exactly the amount that is suggested by the actual value. But people don't bet flat, they bet all over the place, they bet randomly. And not only that, they respond erratically, emotionally, stupidly to stress and pressure. And therefore, those little numbers, those sort of like half of 1% against you, 1.35% for the house, minus 1.41% against craps, minus 2.7% at roulette and so on, completely meaningless. It's all about player psychology, and that's where the house money comes from. So that's that. Anyway, let's. It's kind of a waste of time in a way, looking at the bookwork here, doing the books here, because we started with a $20,000 bet. So, see what I did there? Deliberate mistake. Did not save shoe. Thank you, Baccarat Win Pro, for saving my arse once again. Okay, so let's have a look. There was no risk because we just won going straight in. But I guess I have to go through the motions, don't I? Maybe not for your sake, but for mine. Number 848. And we're looking at 25,775 over 34. Most shoes are at this sort of like level: 34 won, 32 lost, 35 1, 33, whatever, you know, and vice versa, the other way around, upside down, you name it. Over 32. Alexa, 25,775 over 34.
Good morning, Ian. 25,775 divided by 34 is approximately 758.0882.
3175 over 32.
3,175 divided by 32 is approximately 99.2188.
758 over 99.
758 divided by 99 is approximately 7.6566.
Yeah, so 766% is a bit silly, really, isn't it? But we'll take it. Yeah, so this whole business about jumping from, you know, the frying pan into the fire, or from the frying pan into a cool spot, The cards don't know the difference. The amount of money on the table doesn't make any difference. Nothing makes any difference except patterns. And you know, if you just take the time to watch a few of these demos, you know, you can see it again and 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 again. Ad infinitum. There we are. Catch you next time. Bye.